Hello, welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. I'm Roadkill, and today we are going to be flying the Cessna 182 RG2 from Kalispell, Montana to Eureka, Montana. It's going to be a short flight, and we're going to have a little fun here. Taking off, I think. It's pretty windy here today, so we'll see how the conditions are while we take off on the runway. Might be a little exciting. Fingers crossed. But before we do that, hit that like and subscribe button. Also the notification bell so that you can keep up to date on all of my latest videos. Leave a comment down below on the worst weather you've flown in and where. I'd love to hear your story. With that out of the way, let's get to flying. Let's get this thing started up, get the joysticks and everything functioning here so that I don't crash on takeoff. We don't need a crash on takeoff. And let's see here, we'll get the lights on so they know we're about ready to start her up. I might actually turn my my display lights on and dash lights on, just because it is getting dark. I don't know how dark it's gonna get, but better safe than sorry. I was like, where is the avionics switch? And that's where it is. Let's see here. Looks like we are good to go on that. I think what I'll do is I'll probably go about 9,000 feet on altitude for our cruise altitude and see how that works for us. But I'm gonna take off here. They're always parked where I want to roll, so I'm gonna have to take a right turn here so I don't chop them up. Yeah, I figured I'd fly to Eureka. I have not flown to Eureka yet from Kalispell, and I wanted to see how that was. And try to take off from the short runway here. Now, I don't know. Let me see here. I think I can turn that way to get to the end of the runway, so I'm going to do that. Even though there's not really a taxiway here, it looks like it's all parking, but nobody's parked here, so we're going to take advantage of it. I'm a little low in my seat with the camera settings, so I'm going to adjust that a bit. I'm getting blown around here wind-wise. It is a little windy here, as I said in the intro, but we'll see how it is when we take off here. Well, I guess I could have taxied that way. I usually take off on the big runway, so I'm not used to this small runway. I figured I might as well since I'm in the small Cessna here. Let's get a notch of flaps, a little bit of trim, and get going before the sun sets too much. Definitely giving a lot of right rudder to keep it straight. And we are up. Gear up. Yeah, it's definitely blowing us around a bit here, but it's all good. Flaps up. And I'm gonna prop down a bit. Get our mixture set to where the EGT likes it. Where is my EGT? There it is. Try not to nosedive here. Whoa, that wind. Man, that is really wicked wind. Alright. See if the autopilot works today. The last time I flew it, the autopilot did not want to work. I can't tell if that is the autopilot or the wind blowing me, so I'm just gonna play it by ear and see. It looks like the autopilot is working today. So that is good. I'm gonna hit the landing and taxi lights off and see if I can get this EGT to a good level. I guess it doesn't want to do anything more than or less than that, so we'll keep it there. And let's see, vertical speed. Go about 1,000 feet a minute. Yeah, definitely a beautiful night to be flying. Super windy though. It is pushing me around quite a bit here. About 6,000 feet or 5,700 feet and climbing. I'm going to level it off a little bit to get some more airspeed. I don't want to stall out here. We're going pretty slow. More airspeed and then continue on to hit 9,000 feet. Once I get some airspeed, we'll go vertical again. I was gonna try to live stream this even though I have crappy internet. I just wanted to see how that would work, but I needed to do a whole bunch of stuff that I did not know what I was doing to get it going, so I'm gonna have to do some tutorial videos on that and see how that works, and hopefully it does work because I'd love to live stream, but that's my next mission to get figured out here. Maybe we can have a little fun with the live stream in the near future if my internet is kind enough to let me do so. Kind of flying over, it looks like, yeah, we're flying over Whitefish Lake right now. Got Big Mountain, or now they like to call it Whitefish Ski Resort, but the old timers called that Big Mountain, but the rich people don't like it called big mountain because it's not as professional. So Whitefish Ski Resort to the right. And yeah, we'll be flying to Eureka here, which is just on the border of Canada in northern Montana. So it should be a pretty flight, I would imagine. As long as we get there before the sun sets all the way. We are almost to 9,000 feet, which is where we're going to level off here. And looks like we're about 21 minutes outside of Eureka. Should be a little faster than that, being we're almost to our cruise altitude. So once we hit that cruise altitude, I'll close the cowl flaps down a bit, and we should gain some more airspeed, so the trip will go faster. It's just the climb that's the slow go. Just wanted to make sure that I got above the mountains, being that it's super windy and I didn't want to deal with a bunch of turbulence. So I think the higher I am, the better in these conditions. And we're about ready to level off here, and we'll see if it automatically levels us off like it's supposed to, or if I'm going to have to manually do it. But it seems to be working fine now, it being the autopilot. So we'll find out what happens here. Yep, it's leveling us off. So we are good to go. We are golden. Should be able to see our airspeed climb up there, and I could probably pull the mixture back to get the EGT nice and level there at mid-range, just so we can save on fuel. Drop the cowl flaps down and see what happens. Give us a little more props there. We go to about 24. And some more throttle. Get us some speed. And a little more mixture. I'm looking at the EGT readout right there, and if you keep it about midway, that's your best fuel efficiency. So you can mess around with your throttle, your props, and your mixture to get it to the right amount so you are the most efficient with your fuel. For those of you that don't know, for those of you that do, sorry, I'm just trying to help new players out, new flyers that don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful flight. And I'm enjoying it, looking down at all these lakes along the way. Looking out over into Glacier Park there. Yeah, we're about 13 minutes outside of Eureka now, since we're at cruise speed and we're cruising. We're hauling the mail. Alright, we're about 8 minutes outside of Eureka, so I am going to kick the autopilot off. I mean, I could have it. Alright, I want the autopilot off. Alright, it's off now. It's fighting me though, I don't know why. Alright, we're gonna start our descent here, if I can get the autopilot to turn off. There we go. And I'm going to keep an eye here. I'll probably do a notch of flaps. And throttle back a bit. And see if I can see Eureka Municipal Airport here. Man, this wind. Alright, I am going to zoom out a bit just to see where we are at. Slow the mixture up, get the props up, get our landing lights on. Stick and rudder it into our airport. Is that it right there? That's it right there, isn't it? That is that. That is it right there. So we're gonna, there's not even any lights on the runway, so we're gonna kind of go around here to make our approach. I think that is it. It looks like a runway. Is that a different airport? That's a different airport. Okay. It's okay. We're heading off in the right direction, but okay, there's an airport there too. 2 airports in Eureka. Just kind of see what we can see as we go this way. Is the runway. I don't see the runway. There it is. I see it now. Man, it's so beautiful up here. Look at that river. Alright, we'll make our way into here, hopefully without any issues. Kind of throttling back here a little bit. I'm going to throw my 1 notch of flaps down and start going in on our descent here and approach. Just kind of keeping an eye on my airspeed. I don't want to drop too much airspeed too quick. As always, here goes nothing. We're about ready to find out how bad the wind is on the runway. Okay. So far, so good. It's not too bad. Just a little bouncy. Cutting power back, throwing the gear down so that won't bug me. Definitely turbulent. Whew. Man, this is a rough one. Let's see if I can keep her under control here. Giving her a little more power than I usually do just because of the turbulence. I usually like to slow down a little bit more than I am right here. Hopefully that is not a mistake. Oh boy, oh, that wind. Alright, we're going to go full flaps here and then cut power. Man, I am floating here. Oh, not too bad. Oh, whoa, that wind. I was trying to pick up my rear end and spin us around. That was sketchy. I've had worse. Beechcraft 18 and DC3 have made this easy. Those tail draggers are a pain in the butt to land when there's a lot of crosswind on the runway. Hit my brakes here so we can make this turn. And I don't even know if there's a main building here, but we'll turn around this way and oh, there is. There's some hangars right there. Okay, we'll park over there. Taxi our way down that way. So we can put our flaps up. I love the sounds of this aircraft. Well, thank you for hanging out with me on this flight. It's been a windy and bumpy flight. Very beautiful though, and a lot of fun. I really enjoy flying in the evening time. Just before it gets dark, it just is really cool to see the landscape during sunset. Especially up here. It's just beautiful up here. So this is my first time at this airport. That's kind of cool. Those three-dimensional, or are they just... I thought the interiors were designed, but I guess they weren't. Oh wow. We'll park right here and call it good. Looks like a nice little spot. Looks like a spot where there'd be gas or something. Alright, well, thank you for hanging out with me and having fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. I guess we'll see what happens in the near future. I'm not sure where we're going to fly or what we're going to be flying, but if there's anything new coming out, I might pick that up as a new aircraft. I don't know. It just has to interest me somewhat. There's a few new aircraft out there that I've been looking at. I'm like, I think I'm going to wait a bit. But yeah, we'll see what comes out in the near future, and might be flying something cool, hopefully. But anyways, I guess I'm rambling on as usual. I hope you all have a great week or weekend, whatever you have ahead of you. Stay safe and Godspeed.